Hey y'all, so I'm back with another video. This is just gonna be like my freshman experience, how my freshman year at HBCU at the illustrious Tuskegee University was. This is not an advice video, so if you're looking for, if you're coming from, like, I know I have a host of people that watch that go to Tuskegee or going to Tuskegee. If you look for an advice video, this is not it. But yeah, I just wanted to share my experience with y'all and do my makeup. Hopefully y'all like the makeup look. It's not too dramatic, but I did do my eyebrows off camera, so the next clip y'all gonna be seeing is me priming my eyelids and priming my face. So yeah, if y'all like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see y'all in my next one. I already did this video like maybe last week, and so when I recorded it last week and I went to go edit it, and then I looked at it and I was just like, okay, what was I really talking about? Like, I felt like I was really talking about like a whole bunch of nothing. Like, I felt like I literally was just talking. I wanted to share my experience with y'all, and I like to be as open and honest with y'all as possible. Like, when you watch other people's videos, they say like join clubs, join organizations, but you know, I wanted somebody to really break it down for me, per se, if that makes sense. I said everything that I have put in my notes, but I was like, I wasn't really saying much, you know, because I was trying not to say a lot, so I wasn't really saying much. So I'm just gonna break it down like by the months and by my notes. January, I was very like neutral towards a lot of things because, you know, we just came back from Christmas break. I was chilling, I was refreshed. I just got back from seeing my friends. Yeah, so a lot of like friendships that I did, like a lot of my friends that I didn't really talk to like throughout the year, I got to see them, and it was great. It was cool. So January, I was having a good time. Now, some things happened to me in January that got me to see people a little different, like, if that makes sense. Like, when I went home for Christmas break, my daddy was like, you know, I was telling him, like, he was like, who are your friends? Like, who have you met? I was telling him about people. And I remember we were specifically at Zaxby's, and I was telling him, like, I feel like people just now are starting to show their true colors. And this was Christmas break. So when I got back in January, I had, you know, I was refreshed from seeing my friends. So, in all honesty, I had forgot, like, I told my daddy this. In January, I was like, okay, party, basketball season, I'm about to see all my friends. I was expecting everything to be cool. And honestly, if I like looking back on it now, January is when everything started to go downhill for me. So I was just like, okay, so I cut some people off in January. Some things happened in January that I really wasn't a big fan of, but I was like, okay, let's keep pushing. And so then that's when I had moved to my single in January, which was a lot better for me. I felt a lot more, not rested, but I was just happier to be in the single, be by myself, and be able to, you know, like, come in as I please, do as I please, don't have to be whispering when I come in. And I was just like, okay, I'm happier being in the single. But like I said, I moved to the single. Everything was cool. I did have to cut some people off, and I started seeing people's true colors. But in January and February, I think I put always choose your own happiness. To me, choose your own happiness is just as simple as do what you want to do. If you want to go out this day, go out. If you want to join this club, join this club. And I feel like, yeah, I love cheering. Don't get me wrong, I love cheering, but I just wish I would have did more, got involved in more, put myself out there. And I guess I just felt like I was outside of my comfort zone because I wasn't in high school, you know, more. I wasn't with the same people that I've been with, what, 8+ years. Moving to the single just kind of made me realize, like, it's okay, you know, to like be alone. It's okay to be outside of your comfort zone. And I feel like that was stuff that I wasn't really used to, because in high school, I always, like, all of my friends, we were all interested in the same thing. We were all always doing the same thing, so I never was really by myself. So February was cool. Ooh, Valentine's Day, I think I was good. I wasn't, and I don't want y'all to think like I was as bad as it was like first semester. I was so distraught or whatever, but first semester I really wasn't never distraught. I was just like, it was tired. I was tired. I was excited. I was this. I was that. It was just so many emotions that went into every single detail of my life. In March, that was our spring break. Our spring break was like the first week of March. And nobody else was really on spring break with us. And I don't think I vlogged spring break. But spring break, I stayed here for the first half. And I went with Jalen to Morehouse. Y'all know my friend that DJs. So I went with him to a party at Morehouse. And that's when I put the culture. Y'all, let me tell y'all a secret or fill y'all in on something if you didn't know about me. If there was a way that I could go to Spelman or Clark and major in nursing, I would go in a heartbeat. I would love to stay home. I would love to not be that far away and go to Spelman or Clark. So when Jalen was like, come with me to DJ this Morehouse party, I was so excited. I was like, I'll be there. So when I put the culture, it really showed me like, because even though I go to HBCU, it showed me like what the HBCU life is all about. Like, you literally are going to meet people from all walks of life. Even though you're at a school with all black people, I feel like it's still diverse. So even though it wasn't like an all boy party, it was girls there. It was people from, I'm pretty sure it was like local, so like people from Atlanta there. I just put the culture because at Morehouse, it was more of like a chill environment. I'm just be honest. It was more laid back. Everybody was just chilling, doing their own thing, but it was still one collective party. This didn't happen till much later. Beyonce's Coachella theme, I had put that down, and the thing that I got from Beyonce, I put, don't be afraid, they're gonna talk regardless in the process. I'll start off with the process. So it's like, you know, like when you, I can't talk while I'm filling in my eyebrows either, so just like the process, don't be afraid. Like, people gonna talk regardless. So like, even though I went in and I'm like, dang, I didn't really do nothing to nobody. All I did was cheer, socialize with a few people, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, people still didn't really, you know, want to be my friend. And, you know, they started doing shady stuff. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I had to realize, they talked about, my mom used to always say, they talked about Jesus Christ, they're going to talk about you. I had to realize, like, no matter what I did or what I do ever in life, and this is one thing I had to carry with me in life, people always gonna still be evil. People always gonna still hurt you. People always gonna be foul. Like, that's just a part of life. That's just growing pains. That's just something that I had to learn. And even when it all, and this doesn't just apply to like March or that time period. This was just like, even when I came home and I was at my auntie's house, my daddy was like, what is one thing that you learned this year? And like, and so I was like, one thing, because I feel like I learned so much. I was just, and I told him that, I was just like, no matter how big my heart is, no matter how much I try to do for people, no matter how much I try to see the good in other people, even when others don't, people still gonna not, you know, really mess you over. And I want to say this too, like, I learned a lot about myself. Like, I'm not perfect by no means. Am I trying to say like, oh, I'm the perfect example of a friend, a perfect example of a teammate? I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like I always go all out of my way for people. And that was one thing I had to learn. Like, don't take 2 steps for people, for somebody who won't even take an inch for you. Like, and people still talked about Beyonce. So I was just like, who do you think you are, little girl? And they over here dogging Beyonce for Coachella. And she's trying to advocate for HBCUs and stuff. The last things on my list, I have humble yourselves and accept things for exactly what they are. That's basically like, y'all heard that saying, like, when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. I have a problem with that. I went through a lot of changes in like January. And then March, I really felt like alone. And I didn't really tell nobody this, but it got to a point where I was like, almost not drowning myself, but in the single, like, it's also very lonely too. So even though you have your own space, and I know a lot of people ask me that, like, you have your own space, you're able to, you know, come in as you please, I would just sometimes go to class, sit in my room. Practice slowed down a lot, and I started to have a whole lot of downtime. I started just staying in my room. I put humble yourself because I feel like at the end of the day, we all are still God's children. I ended my freshman year with a 3.5, which is low for me, and a lot of people are like, oh my God, that's great. And y'all know, like, that graduating high school with a 4.0, but then I had to tell myself a lot of the things that I had to juggle in college, I didn't have to juggle in high school. And so I would say, like, a lot of the older people that I met, like my mentor, Miss TU, like, I love her to death because she showed me the ropes. I feel like the group of people I did meet did help and did impact my life in a positive way. A lot of times, like, and me and Casey talked about this often, like, not having to justify your character to people. And I feel like that's just something you gotta learn with age. Everybody's not gonna like you. Everybody's not gonna want to be your friend. But then again, I don't have to justify myself to anybody. I don't have to explain myself to anybody, because the people that do genuinely know me, the people that do really love and care for me, that will show. And that's something that I had to understand. Like, when people genuinely mess with you and people genuinely want to be your friend, they will show you that. And you have to think about it twice. You thought about it for a reason. If you have to second guess it and be like, would I do this at home in front of my parents? Then you shouldn't really be doing it. I just feel like one day we're all gonna learn. And then college goes by so fast, because this year went by super fast. I feel like I'm gonna look back on it oh, what? Oh. Look back on it and laugh. One thing I did say I did in college is I prayed a lot more. I feel like all of my real friends know that, like, my grandmother was my favorite person in the world. She passed away when I was 8, and I feel like if I hadn't had her to show me how to properly pray, and I feel like I still don't, I would be lost, because I prayed a lot more in college. My specific prayer that I prayed for was, because Nia introduced me to Sarah Jakes Roberts. I'm going to say this and I'm going to put on my lashes. Sarah Jakes Roberts had, I'm going to find this video. If I find it, I'm going to link it down below. She specifically spoke towards, God, show me my purpose. Show me what path I need to take. Because a lot of times I feel like I was like, I'm here. I know I want to be a nurse. I want to deliver babies. But that's in the long run. What is my purpose now at Tuskegee? What is my purpose of being here, meeting all these people, having these conflicts, which I'm not really used to, because like I said, I knew everybody back home, so I really didn't have conflicts like that. It was just like, what is my purpose? Because I know I want to do more. And so I kept praying. I still don't know that. But it's just like, I wanted to, and I said all this to say, like, don't lose sight of God or whoever that you trust in and who you believe in, like a higher power, because earth is not, like, I just cannot believe like this is good as life gets. You know what I'm saying? We make the most, or they say make the most out of this, you know, make the most of where you at right now. But it's just like, I want to live my life to live better, and of course, like I said, go to heaven, because I believe in God. I didn't mean to get preachy, but it's just like, never forget God. And I feel like surround yourself with people who remind you of that. Surround yourself with people who have like the same mindset as you. So I'm going to be honest, at first, second semester, I didn't really see like why God placed like Heather, Casey, and Aaron, because even though we have a lot of common interests, we're all so different. And it's just like, I'm grateful for them, because they kept reminding me of God. They kept reminding me of, Tiff, it's okay to not be okay. And I'm not trying to get emotional, but you know, it's just certain stuff like that. Certain people that I wish, like I said, a lot of people see that side of them that I see. And I wish the side that we all see within each other, more people saw. And I feel like if I would have got more involved and did new groups and organizations, I could have met a lot more people like that. I'm going to put on my lashes and put on my eyeliner. I'll be back. So I hope y'all don't hate me or think like I got too preachy. But yeah, I didn't intend to get preachy. I rubbed some of it off on the palette, but I'm going to use it straight from the lipstick thing. This is MAC Viva Glam. I think this is Nicki Minaj collection, so I don't know if he can get this anymore. But a color similar to this is Velvet Teddy. I'm going to highlight, and then we're going to be done. But yeah, overall, if I could give y'all advice, which I know I didn't want this to be advice, it's just don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to go out, try new things. I'm trying to find how I look cute. But yeah, don't be afraid to go out, try new things, talk to new people. I highly recommend go out, join new clubs. You know, just get out there. Keep your relationship with God good and close. And even if you don't go to church, because I'm not really that big fan of going to church, I just pray a lot. I have a reminder on my phone every morning to pray in the morning when I wake up. And one thing I pray, like, you know, we always joke like Sierra's prayer for Russell Wilson. The only things I told y'all, like, I prayed about, or like what I did spiritually, was like watch Sarah Jake Roberts. And I prayed for literally everything, like my family, my friends, my enemies, because it's just like, at the end of the day, we all here for one reason, and that's to get a degree and be successful. My first year at Tuskegee was definitely an experience, to say the least. It was a learning experience. I had to always remind myself that growth and change is uncomfortable. So if you're feeling kind of weird, you're losing a lot of friends and you don't really like it, just remember it's changing and you're growing for the better. So yeah, I love y'all. I hope y'all really like what I had to say without saying a lot. If y'all still want me to do like a freshman advice video, I will. I just feel like I don't really have no advice to give. But yeah, comment down below what video y'all would like to see next, because JJ's going. I love you, JJ. And I don't really know what to vlog about or what to talk about. So y'all, please comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. Like I said, I did film this tutorial before. I didn't like the makeup look. I didn't like what I said. So if y'all like the makeup, if y'all want to see more makeup, stay tuned, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.